when you follow each one of these anomalies to some alternative conclusion, it's never the same conclusion. There's no unified view of what would explain everything that happened here. There's dozens or hundreds or more different things, all of which are mutually incompatible, but all of which are different from the prevailing story that Al-Qaeda did. But there is no unified view that makes it the perfect work of evil genius to have George Bush sitting reading My Pet Goat when this thing goes off. Now, what evil genius decided that to do it that way? I've always thought of conspiracy thinking as a kind of pornography of doubt. There's an itch that people are scratching here, people who, for the most part, feel disempowered and imagine that people in power are always doing something malicious, and that whenever you can explain something based on incompetence, it's never really incompetence. The irony here is they're attributing a superhuman level of competence to people, but there's never any evidence of this kind of competence. Bill Clinton couldn't stop a semen-stained dress from appearing on the evening news. Presidents can't do these sorts of things, and yet we're asked to imagine that thousands upon thousands of psychopathic collaborators killed some of the most productive people in our society in downtown Manhattan just for the pleasure of sending us to war in the Middle East, not to Saudi Arabia, where the hijackers came from, but to Iraq, when we could have easily found a pretext to go to war there anyway, and what a great war that was. And yet they did this without a single leak. There's not one person with a guilty conscience who got on 60 Minutes and spilled the beans, and yet, generally speaking, you can't even keep the next iPhone from being left on the bar before it gets released. It's an amazing double standard of reasonableness there that gives us this kind of thinking.